Alright guys, the NFL playoffs are here. This is where legends are made, superstars are born, and at the end of the day, where one team will raise the Super Bowl trophy. In this video, I'm going to tell you guys who I have winning each match, all the way through to the Super Bowl, as well as provide you guys some insight along the way on why I have each team winning each matchup. Now quickly, before we dive into the rest of the video, if you are new to the channel, we are grinding all 2020-21, so all I ask you guys to do is like the video and turn on notifications so you won't miss a video. I post sports videos almost daily. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to start on one side of the bracket, complete that side, and then I'm going to fill out the other side of the bracket, and then we will decide who is going to win the Super Bowl. So starting in the NFC, we have Washington versus Tampa. This is a very interesting matchup. So the Washington Redskins, some people believe this team kind of squeaked their way into the playoffs. Some say they got hot towards the end of the season, and that's honestly when you want to get hot. They have a nasty front seven, they have some talent on offense, and they have Alex Smith at QB. On the other side, we have Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So y'all know coming into this season, a lot of people expected big things out of the Buccaneers. They reloaded, picked up Antonio Brown, and this is a team with Super Bowl aspirations, but throughout the year, they've had some bumps in the road. They haven't always looked red hot, and in some games, they just look outright outmatched. Now, in terms of the matchup, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Washington football team, Washington has a good front seven, and Brady struggled versus good front sevens. So we just saw the Washington football team play the Eagles, and they didn't really dominate Jalen Hurts. But Jalen Hurts is mobile. Brady isn't that mobile. I think if Washington can get to Brady, this game could be ugly. The Buccaneers also have a very weak young secondary that Scary Terry should honestly dominate. I think Washington has potential to win this game, but I'm not gonna bet against Brady, especially versus a Washington football team led by Alex Smith. They've gone through a lot this year. I don't think they're ready just yet to beat Brady, but I do think they have potential. But that said, I got Tampa Bay advancing. Next up, we have the Seahawks versus the Rams. The Seahawks looked red hot this year. The passing attack is crazy, but the Rams have kind of heated up towards the end of this season too. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, they've kind of gotten back to their run game. This should be a very competitive matchup, and this is another one that could honestly go either way. This is going to be a crazy wildcard weekend, but I'm going to bet on Russell Wilson, veteran, experienced, Super Bowl champion Pete Carroll. They've been here. They know how to get in the fight. They know how to get in the big dance. I think they should be able to make it out the first round and beat this Rams team. Lastly, you have the New Orleans Saints versus the Chicago Bears. The Saints have been on fire this season. Breeze went down, they didn't miss a beat. That defense is looking as good as it's ever looked. They got a nasty front seven, a good linebacker core, a greedy secondary, very good team, very balanced team. One of the honestly most balanced teams overall in the playoffs. I think they're gonna dominate Chicago. If Chicago beats the Saints, crazy upset, insane upset, man. Saints easily beating the Bears. Sorry, Bears fans. Moving on to the second round, we have the Green Bay Packers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Wow. This is one for the ages. Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. The Packers have looked insane at times this year. Some say Aaron Rodgers is having an MVP season. At this stage in their careers, don't get mad at me. I think Aaron Rodgers is honestly the better quarterback. He's a little bit mobile, hasn't really regressed too much from his prime. I mean, again, he's having an MVP season. Honestly, I think the Packers are just the hotter team right now. So one thing about the playoffs, postseason, playing any sport, you want to peak at the right time. You want to peak going into that postseason, and that's what the Packers have done. Their front seven stepped up. Their offense is just looking amazing. In terms of the Buccaneers, I think they might struggle versus that Green Bay front seven. And again, if it turns into a shootout, I don't think Brady's really mastered that Bruce Arians offense just yet. It's a very hard offense to master. And again, the Buccaneers have a very young secondary. I think Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, I think they're going to destroy the Bucs offense. I think Brady will probably have a good game, but Aaron Rodgers is going to have a better game. I got the Packers beating the Buccaneers. For the other divisional round game, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the New Orleans Saints. Hey, this is Bree's last ride. Saints versus Seahawks. This should be a good one, but I'm going to stick with what I said to start this video. The Saints are the most balanced, most dominant team in the playoffs right now. They don't have a weakness, and we've kind of seen some chinks in the Seattle team. You know, they started out red hot, but they kind of slowed down towards the end of the season. Russell Wilson kind of fell out of that MVP race. That said, as good as DK Metcalf has been, as good as Russell Wilson has been, I just don't think they have the tools or the firepower to really beat this New Orleans team. Again, the Saints can beat you running the ball, passing the ball. They have pass rush, they have run D. They are an insane team, and I just don't see any way the Seattle Seahawks are going to beat the Saints. Now lastly, the conference championship. Who's going to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl? We have the Green Bay Packers versus the New Orleans Saints. We have Drew Brees versus Aaron Rodgers. Now these guys met in the regular season, similar to Green Bay and Tampa, but in my simulation, I had that game going different than the regular season. In the conference championship, similar to the Saints Buccaneers rematch, I'm gonna have this game going different. The Packers won this game during the regular season. I think the Saints are gonna adjust. I think they're gonna be ready, and honestly, I think they're gonna be more in sync. So one thing about the Saints, they didn't really start out red hot, but when Breeze went down, that defense again, it stepped up, and it started playing crazy. So one thing about the Saints is the past few years, their defense has started out slow, but towards the end of the season, it's just looked really dominant, and again, it's looking really dominant. They have a great front seven, big front seven. They can pass rush and get to the quarterback. Now on top of that, the Packers just lost their starting offensive tackle. One of their offensive tackles went down with, I believe, a torn ACL, so he's done. He's not playing in the playoffs. I think that's going to be a key weakness for the Packers moving forward versus a team like the Saints that have just, an insane front seven. Looking back at when they met in the season, the Packers won 37-30, so this was a very close game. Breeze had a big game, Kamara had a big game, Aaron Rodgers had a big game, so it was a close game during the regular season, but again, one thing that stuck out in this game, Rodgers was only sacked one time, and the Packers only punted one time. I think missing that offensive tackle, it's going to lead to more punts, and it might lead to more sacks. And it'll probably lead to more questionable throws if the Saints can't consistently get pressure. I think that right tackle, it's going to be a big blow this game, not having a guy that you're sure of protecting your blind side. So I got the Saints sneaking by this one, flipping the score. Saints might win 37-30. So boom, there you have it. NFC, I got the Saints punching their ticket to the Super Bowl. On the other side of the bracket, let's get into it, man. Buffalo versus Indianapolis. We got the freaking Bills just steamrolling the Colts. Not much insight to give, man. The Bills are red hot. They've been red hot all year. Josh Allen looks amazing. Stephon Diggs, ball in that defense, getting after it. Very, very good game. Very good team. I think the Bills is going to win that one. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cleveland Browns, a rivalry in the playoffs. This should be a really good game. Both these teams looked red hot in the regular season. We all know the Steelers went 11-0, and we know this is the Browns' first playoff game in I think, 18 years or something crazy. That said, the Steelers went 11-0 because they were healthy. That was one of the big things, but Dupree, a lot of their guys were healthy. Fast forward to the end of the season, they're kind of banged up, and they've kind of slowed down. Just based off of who's hot right now, who's healthy right now, I'm going to go with the Browns beating the Steelers. The Steelers just aren't a hot team right now. And in our last wild card matchup, we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Baltimore Ravens. These guys played twice already this year, and the Titans won both games. They won one game when Lamar played and one game when he didn't play. Now, the game Lamar did play, this game was very tight, very close. Both these teams love to run the ball. This is a game, I think both teams are going to have dominant run play, and I think it might come down to whose QB is better. And I'm going to bet on the reigning MVP, Lamar Jackson, beating the Tennessee Titans. But this is honestly a coin toss. More than any other game, I think, in this playoffs is going to be a coin toss in this first round, man. Tennessee versus Baltimore, that's going to be an ugly, gritty, nasty game, and any team can win it. But to Tennessee's credit, they're red hot too. Tannehill had a great year. Derrick Henry, 2K rushing yards, great year, insane year. So if Tennessee sweeps them 3 times in a row, I wouldn't be surprised. But again, I think it's going to come down to the QB play, and I'm going to bet on the reigning MVP to get them out of that first round. Moving on to the divisional round, we have Kansas City versus Baltimore, and I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I got my homeboy doing his thing. So the Kansas City Chiefs have already played the Ravens this year, and it was ugly. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't competitive, it was a blowout. I don't see anything changing in the playoffs. The Ravens just aren't a team that the Chiefs really struggle with, in my opinion. They always kind of have a game plan for them when they play them, and it always just kind of works. I don't think that game would be close at all. Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns versus the Buffalo Bills, and I'm going to go with the Bills from Buffalo Bills Mafia. Hey, Josh Allen's red hot. The Bills are red hot, and honestly, I just think they're the better team. Baker Mayfield, congrats, had a pretty solid year. Congrats to the Cleveland Brown fans, Cleveland Brown organization, but the Bills are just, they look scary. They look scary, they look legit, and they look like serious contender. Now, moving on to the conference championship, Kansas City versus the Buffalo Bills. I just told you, the Bills are legit. The Bills might even be more of a balanced team than Kansas City. I'd say their offense isn't just as good, but it's very good. but I'd say their defense is better than the Chiefs. I think if any team could beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the NFL, I think the Bills will probably be top 2, top 3 in that list, but I don't think it happens this time. I think my homeboy gets a chance at repeating, and he's gonna punch a ticket to back-to-back Super Bowls. So there you have it. The Super Bowl match is set. I have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the New Orleans Saints. Breeze, my homeboy. 2 compelling storylines. Can Breeze go out with a ring? Can he get his second ring? Can my homeboy go back-to-back? Something we haven't seen in a minute. I think this would be a great matchup, and I think the Saints are a great matchup. So one thing about the Saints is they can get pressure rushing forward and just play coverage, and that's honestly kind of the only teams that my homeboy struggles against is teams that just send forward, get pressure, and play heavy coverage. So I think the Saints are a crazy matchup for the Chiefs. That said, I think my homeboy gets it done. I think my homeboy goes back-to-back. Sorry, Saints fans. Sorry, Drew Brees. I think the Chiefs are going to repeat, and my homeboy is going to add another one to his legacy. In the comments, sound off. Let me know what you think. What matchups do you think I got wrong? Honestly, if it doesn't end in Mahomes versus Breeze, I think it could end in Mahomes versus Brady or Mahomes versus Aaron Rodgers. The NFC is crazy this year. Like, it's a lot of good teams in the NFC East. But again, I think safest bet is Mahomes and Breeze in the Super Bowl. And Mahomes winning it. Hey man, sound off in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Put your Super Bowl bracket in the comments. This is what I'll do if you made it to the end of the video. If you put your Super Bowl bracket in the comments, if your bracket is 100% accurate, I will cash app you $100 after this Super Bowl is played. So get in the comments, get active. Let me know who you guys think is winning. Let me know who you guys think is losing. And let me know what you think I got wrong. I know it's gonna be a lot of controversy in the NFC because it's like 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks vying for like one of their last chances at a ring. And in the AFC or up on the other side, it's more or less, hey, it's my homeboy. We know he's gonna make it. But yeah, sign up in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notice. I'm out. Peace.